Imagine describing a 3 a.m. break room conversation to an AI.
Right, just a very specific, vague vibe.
Exactly. And then, well, seconds later, it generates a perfectly coded, emotionally resonant website based on that vibe.
It is genuinely wild to think about.
That isn't the future. That is 2026. Welcome to this deep dive.
Glad to be here. We have a lot of ground to cover today.
We really do. Our mission today is very specific. We are dissecting the ultimate 2026 AI design showdown.
The big one.
Yeah, we're putting Claude Design, which is powered by Claude Opus 4.7, straight up against Google AI Studio.
Powered by Gemini, of course. And they are absolutely the two heavyweights right now.
They really are. We are going to walk you through a brutal 5-round testing gauntlet. We want to uncover which tool actually understands human taste.
Right.
And, we also need to see which is better for raw, full-stack power.
It's a fascinating breakdown because we aren't just looking at surface-level features. We want to explore how these models actually think.
Yeah, before we throw these models into the ring, we need to understand their fundamentally different philosophies.
Because they approach problem-solving from entirely different angles.
Right, and that context is crucial. So let's start with Claude Design from Anthropic.
Yeah, Anthropic's tool writes real HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Right. It doesn't just hallucinate a static mock-up image.
Exactly. It builds the actual working code for your interface.
And it exports seamlessly, which is great. You can send layered files straight into Canva or just create clean developer handoff bundles.
That export flexibility is huge. Anthropic clearly optimized this model for front-end visual fidelity.
Then we have Google AI Studio. This is Gemini's sandbox environment. And it's really built for what we call vibe coding.
It's a very different beast. You're building full apps here. It features something called annotation mode, which is incredible.
Let's pause on that. How does annotation mode actually work?
Well, you basically just highlight a mistake on the UI, you type what you want fixed, and Gemini updates the code instantly.
So you don't even have to touch the raw code.
Right, you just point and tell it what to do.
It also gives you access to AI chips,
which are so powerful.
Let me define that real quick. Plug-in superpowers, like connecting live Google search directly to your prompt.
It's a massive advantage. You also get one-click exports to GitHub. Gemini just wants to get your app live immediately.
So it's kind of like a boutique design agency versus a fast developer.
I love that analogy.
Yeah, Claude is the boutique agency obsessed with aesthetics, and Google AI Studio is the fast, full-stack developer who brings their own database.
Exactly. So do they actually interpret briefs differently from the ground up?
Got it. One focuses on aesthetic intuition, the other on technical scaffolding.
Precisely. And it changes everything about the final output.
Let's see how that analogy holds up with some actual client work. We are moving into round 1.
The basics test.
Right. We give them a brief for Flowcash. It's a conceptual Vietnamese fintech app for young people.
The prompt didn't have rigid layout rules. Just the brand vibe and the target demographic.
So how did Claude handle that vague direction?
Well, Claude delivered an asymmetric grid, pastel colors, and this really cool tilted phone mock-up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it specifically targeted the visual trends of young Vietnamese users. It looked super energetic.
Meanwhile, Google AI Studio delivered a very safe, boring, 3-column layout.
Right, but it included working database routing.
Typical developer move.
Totally.
Let's move to round 2, the strict constraints test. We gave them a brief for a Prompt Mastery 2026 course page.
And this time we demanded pure code, a 12-column grid, and the Space Grotesque font.
Plus cubic Bezier animations.
Which is complex CSS timing. It's a hard technical test.
I still wrestle with prompt drift myself. So I know how hard strict rules are for these models.
Absolutely. They water off topics so easily.
But Claude was actually proactive here. It stopped and asked clarifying questions about navigation labels before it even started.
I love that. And it nailed the grid perfectly.
It even added unrequested cinematic fade-in effects.
Right, the boutique agency flex.
Exactly. Gemini, on the other hand, missed the mobile hamburger menu entirely. And it used the wrong CSS grid.
It just wanted to build the backend fast.
So why did Google struggle so much with strict grid rules?
So Gemini sacrifices pixel-perfect front-end accuracy for immediate backend speed.
Right, you just have to clean up the UI later. Okay, round 3, the vision test. It is one thing to read rules, but can an AI actually see good design?
This was the multimodal test. We uploaded screenshots of Linear, Vercel, and Resend.
High-tier aesthetic sites. We told them to reverse engineer that vibe for a new app called Task Grid.
And Claude Opus 4.7 was astonishing here. It caught the blue-tinted gray backgrounds perfectly.
It even identified a strict 4-pixel spacing rhythm.
Yes, and it went above and beyond by inventing an interactive drag-and-drop demo.
To show off the AI feature.
Right. It understood the context of the product.
Whoa! Imagine an AI extracting the underlying mathematical rhythm of a design just from a screenshot.
It's wild. Meanwhile, Google missed all that depth. No noise textures, no subtle gradients.
It's just a generic template.
Yeah, totally flat.
So, does this mean Claude possesses genuine artistic taste?
Basically, Claude grasps the why of a design, not just the what.
Exactly. It understands intent. Welcome back to the deep dive. We know Claude has taste.
Lots of it.
But what happens when the real world hits and 3 different stakeholders demand conflicting changes at once?
Welcome to round 4.
Yeah, the stakeholder stress test. We blasted the AI with 9 complex edits simultaneously.
Marketing wanted purple accents. Product wanted a new $897 pricing tier.
And design wanted a floating nav with a blur reveal scroll effect.
A nightmare scenario, basically.
Totally. But Claude handled the entire list in a single 45-second update.
It resolved all the layout conflicts intelligently.
Google AI Studio, well, it collapsed under the weight.
Yeah, it overloaded. The mobile page lagged terribly.
It took 6 minutes across 4 separate prompts to fix. It struggled with the structural refactoring.
Let's define that.
Sure. Rewriting the underlying code without changing what the user sees.
Right. It's like stacking Lego blocks of data. Google's tower got wobbly under too many requests.
That makes perfect sense. So does Google's failure here make it useless for scaling?
Not useless, it just requires you to make small, step-by-step tweaks instead.
Good to know. Just feed it 1 block at a time.
Exactly. Manage its context.
Okay, the final round, round 5, the soul test.
This is about translating true ambiguity.
We gave the brief for an app called Night Shift, meant for exhausted night shift workers.
Right. The emotional target was a 3 a.m. break room conversation. No Zen tropes, no bright colors.
Claude built a warm, dim sanctuary. It used these eye-soothing amber tones.
And slow 800 millisecond animations. It deliberately matched the user's fatigue.
Plus a handwritten founder's note. The empathy was just staggering.
Yeah, it was. And Google.
Google ignored the emotional nuance entirely. It delivered a safe, soulless, dark mode app.
It just missed the vibe completely.
Can we even call what Claude did here programming anymore?
Right. It's less about coding, more about translating human exhaustion into pixels.
It is a profound shift.
Absolutely.
Let's bring this all together with our big idea recap. What does this showdown actually teach us?
Well, Claude gets a 9 out of 10 on grand depth and prompt adherence.
It is the absolute winner for founders, marketers, and designers.
If you need personality and visual depth, Claude is your tool.
And Google AI Studio gets a 9 out of 10 on full stack capability.
It's the clear winner for developers who prioritize database routing and clean backend code.
Right. If you want instant deployment over statics, use Gemini.
They are both incredible, just built for different minds.
2-sec silence. You know, it really makes you think, if an AI like Claude can now perfectly capture a brand's soul, if it can translate an ambiguous 3 a.m. break room vibe into an emotional digital experience, what becomes the true role of the human designer?
It's a tough question.
Are we transitioning from being creators to simply being taste testers?
We might be.
Something to think about. I encourage you to try briefing an AI with an emotion today, rather than a rigid spec, just to see what happens.
You might be surprised.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We will see you next time.